Again, and here we are, Mihaela Stroe and myself, Filipe Carrera, talking about this time about managing emotional reactions effectively. This is something that is very, very, very complicated for us human beings because many times people are told we are rational beings. We decide with our rational mind, but in reality, we are humans, and humans means emotions. And we are here, a man and a woman, and surprise, surprise, men also have emotions. It's not a kind of exclusive of women. So, Mihaela, let's start.
Yes, Felipe, I totally agree with you because I have at home three men, so I know what I'm talking about besides business. Okay.
Yep.
So I like the topic and I have a question for you. Um, I feel my blood boiling during an argument in a very performing environment. How do I keep from losing my cool right then and there? Please advise. It's not
Yeah.
only my case; it's a case for a lot of people.
A lot of people, because it's normal, we tend to emphasize the mood that we have. So if we are boiling, we will boil like there is we have something heating water on the stove, and what happens is that it will go all the way boiling if we don't turn the heat off. So there is one anchor, something very, very strange, that I call it a physical circuit breaker. So like in electricity, okay? So you, instead of letting the electricity flow, you have to break it. But the problem is that you need to be cool enough to think, okay, let me do this stupid thing that I heard in this video and see if it works. And it is very simple. Put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and with strength. So you will feel like almost pain that you are, and suddenly it's a biological reaction. You do that physical circuit breaker, and suddenly you stop boiling. You turn the heat off. And this is very simple, very simple. And this is the kind of things that we like to give here. So the question is to you. So when pressure increases in your business, and do you notice the moment when your reaction becomes emotional instead of strategic? So you are like, okay, you have to see it from a little bit from outside, that you are being too much emotional about it. So you are losing the strategics. How you notice that moment?
Very good question, Felipe. Before responding to a difficult situation with a lot of emotional charge, I teach my clients to observe first the nonverbal reaction. So my advice is it's simple but needs practice. You need to become your own observer on your body to become
Mm.
better in doing what I'm saying right now. So what you can observe when is this tension? Tension is here mostly in the shoulders, in this area. Doesn't matter men or women. Women more, but also men. Because some men, they are doing this with the tie because of the sensation of the tension in the shoulders, right? Or in, and
Mhm.
in the neck. The speech is faster when you want to give an emotional reaction, or your posture becomes defensive. You go back
Mhm.
instead of leaning forward. Just three nonverbals that you will need to pay attention to in order, because they are indicating that your brain has entered into a reactive mode. It's an instant nonverbal body reaction, okay? So you need to become very, very observant to yourself. And my tips and tricks in this case, when you notice this tension in these areas, please don't laugh, Filipe, because we give a simple tool to the audience. Count to 10 in your mind. Like you are counting the fingers, but you don't count the fingers, you count.
Not that will be too obvious. It will be like,
Don't do it too obvious. If you have a chance to have the hands under the table, you can do it under the table. Any pacifier is very good, but in your mind, count to 10. If you cannot count to 10 because maybe you believe it's a long time, count to 6. This is the average time until the reactive emotion is going through your limbic system. 6.
Or you can do the American way: 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. So that because if people are tense, maybe they will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that doesn't work. So if they do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, it will count more. But the interesting thing is that what you were saying is that we need to observe ourselves. But one thing is that tension, if the person that is on the other side of the table observes that, they can use that information. So basically, if you are in a negotiation, anything, you are giving the cards to the opponent. So if you change your nonverbal, you basically are protecting your cards also. So it is a double effect. So it change your mood, but also at the same time change the negotiation spirit that you are getting. Okay, good.
Only if the person that is across the table or with you in the negotiation, if the person is a good observer. Because nowadays, because of this tool
and computers on meetings and everything, people are losing it. I'm saying this so many times.
I know, me too.
But the thing is, by the way, for the people that are listening, these kind of things, if you use it, nowadays you will be look like a person that has superpowers because you understand people.
Yeah, that's why I'm stressing out to people to focus on face-to-face interactions, because into face-to-face you can become better observer, with each interaction, but in the same time you can become better observer of your nonverbals, because all the time in communication the other person is giving you a response or a reaction to your nonverbal clues that you are not aware of. So it's a how to say, on the spot loop of feedback and feed forward in the same time, in real time. Yeah, I have another question for you, Filipe.
Yeah.
I'm a passive. I like peace. I'm not.
I know.
I don't like conflicts. That I avoid conflict. Not avoid. I learn how to deal with conflicts now, this age. But in my young years, I was avoiding. So when someone attacks me verbally, if it's the case of a person in our audience, my older self was immediately getting into defensive attitude, defensive position. Withdrawing is one of them. How can I stay calm under the fire and don't lose the calmness? Because this is the trick, to stay calm. From your experience and from the experience that you wrote here in your amazing book, Inner Leadership, please share with us.
There is one thing that I talk about there, is that spam filter. Basically, we have this thing that we are, when we have this kind of situation, there is a lot of pollution in terms of communication. The aggressive part is the pollution, because people are saying something in the middle, but they emphasize the negative part, and you need to clean that and focus on what the person really wants. And if you address that instead of going to address all the pollution, you will pollute more. And it's like answering spam with spam. What you will get, more spam. So the same thing here. So you need to address what is in the middle of that spam, that is really the interesting part. So it's not fighting fire with fire in a way. So this is my simple solution. And because we are reaching our time, our last question for you: how often do leaders mistake their emotional discomfort for a real business challenge that needs an immediate decision? So people, I think that this is also the origin a bit of the procrastination. We tend to avoid, so we delay things. What do you think?
True. I would encourage the leaders to learn, because they do this often, to learn how to separate the event from the emotional interpretation of the limbic system, because the limbic system is always there in the brain. So, but also we can separate and learn how to separate. And because we are running out of time, I want to give to each leader 2 questions to write them down and to start practicing them, to help these questions help them to separate the event from the emotional interpretation. The first question is, what actually happened in the situation? And this is bringing the awareness in the present, when you acknowledge what happened. And the second question is, what story is my mind creating about that situation? Because the mind is a creator of stories, and we don't know the background experience of that leader in such situations. Yeah, so he or she must put this question to observe the story, because the story will put an emotional imprinting on the situation, and the situation will escalate, and we don't want that. We want how to reduce these impulsive decisions, because the stories, they are coming, how to say, like a river that is coming in the mountain with a high speed, you know, the background stories, they are coming and flooding the system. And to increase through calmness, of course, their nonverbal authority in high pressure environments. But let's encourage our audience to come to our next live, that will be on the 20th of April. Same hour, when please share the important topic. We bring this more information, yeah.
We will talk about female and male leadership styles. Are different styles? Well, let's see what we think about it on 20th of April at 12 Central European Time. We will be here to give some tips, and always practical tips.
Always, Felipe. Let's encourage them to take this video, to listen, to share with their friends, and to start putting into practice, because the best awareness is through practice.
Yep. So once again, thank you very much, Mihaela, and see you on 20th of April, if not before.